Hey guys, welcome to another episode in the playthrough of Oblivion Remaster. I went down the rabbit hole of Nexus mods. I really was planning on not doing it and not ending up in the same position I had with Skyrim, where I basically modded the game for years and I still have to get more than halfway through the campaign actually playing it. But yeah, I started out with looking whether there were some new mods since last week, and then it became a whole rabbit hole in itself. Pandora's box. I did add some more mods to make it more immersive. One is I removed the sound of leveling up, etc. It's just distracting. I added some more mods that remove the messages. We still have to test a bit if it works. For when you go to some of those stones to get a power up, or also over encumbered message. So basically less messages on screen. There was also a mod actually that in runtime I made an own HUD toggle with reshades. But there, as you see to the left bottom bar, you see that effect time bar still, that little white bar. And to the right you see the amount of arrows. Could not really remove those, because if I remove those it also removes the stamina bar, but now I'm thinking, is that actually a bad thing? Yeah, maybe it isn't. How often do I really use the stamina bar? Hardly ever. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna remove them. Sorry, I'm just gonna do it now quickly because it really, I don't use the stamina bar that often. So we go, or no, first I will say what I did. So there was, so some more notifications hidden. Then there was a mod that increases the despawn time of enemy loot, and also increases the amount of artificial intelligence AI for NPCs simultaneously loaded in, which apparently is quite low. So sometimes if there are too many actors, I think it's 25 active all at once, then the 26th, it will just doesn't do anything. It will just stand there. I felt like I was at risk of getting into the same mindset, like, oh, bigger is better, like in Skyrim, everything must be maxed out, etc. But yeah, I rarely encountered an enemy not having an AI, so it's more for mods that add a lot of NPCs, which I do not have. So I did install it, but then I uninstalled it. I also, with despawning of enemies, it rarely happens that they despawn before I got a chance to loot them. So I uninstalled that, but then what I also did was so we have some less sound effects, like from leveling up. We have less notifications on the HUDs. I find it actually more immersive. I removed the quest markers from the map, and there's another mod, I still have to look it up, but that actually reformulates the quest objectives, so that instead of just randomly trying to find your way of where you need to go, although often it does, I think, mention the end objective, so you can just look, I think, at the icon on the map. But still, it is much more, there are some hints here of how to get somewhere, but honestly, I don't see any change here. Maybe it's only for new quest objective. But it is supposed to be more descriptive. So it are descriptive text quest objectives or texts. I should return to Sindarian in Skingrad. Maybe that in Skingrad has been added indeed. I'm not sure whether I see a lot of changes here compared to what it was. But yeah, it is all already quite clear, these descriptions. A publican at the Walnut Inn just outside the Imperial City. Yeah, maybe that just outside the Imperial City has been added. So yeah, we don't have quest objective on the map anymore. We go by the quest description, and also I removed the player icon from the map because it is basically a modern GPS. It shows you exactly what direction you're looking at, but without it, I can still press left stick to center on where we are, but I have no idea where we are looking in what direction. So I just have to pay more attention to the in-game environment versus the map layout to see which direction we have to go. It all makes it more immersive, the whole the theme is less notifications, less distracting sound effects, less artificial help, just to really immerse in the city, so to say, or in the game world. Also, I was thinking about doing some leveling mods, because that's the problem. What I found, what I did, and maybe I shouldn't have had, but I'm playing on master difficulty level. I saw some video, initially I didn't want to do it, but at the end I did. I really grinded alchemy all the way to 100. Outside of Skingrad there are 2 farms, and you can grind 2 ingredients, you can make potions, and then you wait 3 days, you grind them again, you make potions, you sell the potions. So then you're mercantile, but also from the selling, but especially your alchemy from the brewing really goes up. But while doing so, also my overall level went up a lot, 20. I thought we were still a little bit at the start of the game with leveling. I mean, I only really grinded up 1 minor skill. But apparently 20 is already really high. 25 is like I wouldn't say the max, but it's really, we are quite high up there. And the game works that certain enemies, certain loot changes based on your level. If it's higher, you will only see higher level enemies, and other enemies, they will have a higher level, higher damage output themselves. And other enemies will either very rarely spawn in again, like lower level enemies, which do have a higher damage output, but they will not even spawn in that often anymore, even with their higher damage output, because they're just beginner phase of the game enemy types. And maybe also loot, like armor, iron armor, will not spawn anymore. So I really didn't see that much of the game world yet. We didn't do that many quests yet. Like, yeah, it looks like a long list, but it's really not that much. Ah, wow, why is here NL in front of it? Yeah, that is the mod of the descriptions. There's a mod to remove it as well. It's a little bit annoying, actually. If there are some mods that change stuff, and then it gets the localization abbreviation in front of it in the menu or in the journal, etc. And I think NL actually is the localization of my country of birth, the Netherlands, Dutch. But yeah, so I didn't see that much of the game yet, and I'm already high up in the leveling. And that basically means that certain enemies, like imps and maybe also undead, they rarely spawn anymore. Well, I only had 1 or 2 fights with imps, and so I find I'm missing a bit out of content. So I was like, there are mods that change the whole leveling system to have enemies like a static level and or maybe also dynamic based on your own level. But that at least they can spawn throughout the whole campaign. But yeah, I decided for now to leave it. I will also want to have the original experience, so to say. then I was like maybe for a next playthrough, but yeah, will there be a next playthrough? If I go really in depth in this game, it will probably take a long time. And then also I'm in the mood for Skyrim now. I still have a lot to do in Skyrim as well. But yeah, so either way, I left it for now. But yeah, that whole leveling system in this game, it's a bit weird. Why would you remove certain enemies from such a big world once you get to a higher level? I mean, let them still be there somewhat regularly. Even if they're weak, then you just kill them and you are super powerful, high level. You just take them out in one hit. Who cares? It's much more immersive. Not every... It feels artificial when you level up that the whole environment, everything around you also becomes stronger. If I become stronger because of experience, why would a random rat also suddenly become much more strong? So yeah, it's a bit a weird design, I would say. And also what is weird is that apparently if you hit the skill cap of 100, even if you do more, you apply that skill like short swords, like blades, do it more, you stop leveling. You will not become more powerful. While I think in the background you do continue to level maybe. So enemies do continue to do more damage output. So at one point the enemies are continuing to grow stronger, while your damage output stays equal. I'm not 100% sure, but I think yeah, there really are some issues with this leveling system. So that was on the leveling. So we removed some sound, we removed some notifications, we removed the map markers. I added some ini tweaks. One is that I don't think that there was one big ini tweak or mod that said like, yeah, this is super much more better graphics, better reflections, higher resolutions. But I did that myself. I went down the rabbit hole in Skyrim, down the ini tweaks. I literally spent months doing research, testing out. It was also really fun to do, but in the end there are only in Skyrim a few that really make an impact. That is the cells that are loaded around the player and some maybe some others. A few maybe shadow draw distance or something. But yeah, I loaded in the mods. The FPS impact was not that much, those ini tweaks from that mod. But I really compared the screenshots and a lot of them are placebo. It's basically the same qualities. So I removed that. I did do some ini tweaks, so that's extended draw distance of light sources. And one that loads in all the textures instead of streaming them in. So hopefully that helps a bit with the stuttering that sometimes happens. And now I see that I'm over encumbered. My mods that actually I had a mod I had an alchemy potion that increased carry weight that is now worn off. Normally there would now be a super annoying constant over encumbered message in the top left. It's not there anymore, so that's really nice. Normally I can disable it by disabling fully the HUD, but sometimes I keep like the crosshair enabled. Just because. It's sometimes handy if I need to know if I use the arrow or I need to know an item description. And if I do the item description, it goes away if I remove the crosshair. So I can have the crosshair and then I can toggle the item description, but I cannot not have the crosshair and then toggle item description, nothing happens. So sometimes I forget to disable the crosshair. And that is linked to the notification in the top left. You do see a little bit the black outline of that over encumbered message to the top left of that message notification. That is still there. It is a little bit of a limitation of the mod. But even the text being gone is already so much better. Yeah, any other mods? Yeah, I don't think that much. It's basically less sounds, less notification, no quest markers. and all textures loading in, and a little bit, hopefully, increased dwell distance for light sources. That is basically it. Before continuing the game, I will be, I'm gonna remove, I think I can do it, I'm gonna remove that, yeah, or no, I cannot actually, or can I? Yeah, no, I cannot, because it is actually, because I was already surprised, like, hey, I can disable it. But I was also surprised, like, no, I already spent time thinking this through. And there's a reason why it's still there, the arrow counter, etc. So the reason is that if I... yeah, disable it, it will also... disable the stamina bar, but again, I don't really care about only the stamina bar. If it is between the stamina bar missing and having constantly, if I have the crosshair enabled, seeing that annoying arrow counter. Yeah, but by the way, the text is also linked to the text in the menu. That was it. I can remove the spell effect. That is, I think, for sure linked to the only to the stamina bar. So let's quickly test it out. So I also have a mod that orders the this list, which is super helpful because I'm an alchemy build, and normally if I quickly want to brew a potion, I have to scroll, which goes really slowly, all the way to the E. To do the to first select the expert alchemy apparatuses. Now it's all the way at the top, and also then you have the potions, and below the potions only do you have all the ingredients. So that's super handy. Little quality of life stuff like that they really should have put in the mod itself. There's also a mod that reduces the white spaces, that makes it that there is much more rows on screen at once, but I found, yeah, somehow it didn't feel natural to me. So yes, this is a little bit slow with all the scrolling that you have to do, but it's, I find a bit more immersive, a little bit bigger, or like the default size, bigger font size, and also a little bit bigger icon size, instead of being it super small that you barely can see what it is. Anywho, we are going to drink another potion of feather. I should have had it, right? No, I don't have it. Alright, so we drink this one. Now you see to the left, you see, ah wow, this one has a whole effect on it. Full screen effect. Anyone, this one, what does this one do again? Is that maybe from Chameleon or something? Fortify health. Night Eye, it's probably from Night Eye. So now I'm going into reshades. We do add-ons. We are going to move it to... which one are we going to do? Yeah, it is already at this one, yes. That's it. Yeah, or maybe it can be quite handy having this one actually. But yeah, we can change it. So we do, now you see everything. But we do this. One moment, I'm confused. It's so weird how certain HUD elements are just linked to other items randomly. Why are those white bars to the bottom left linked to only the stamina bar and not the health and the magicka? No idea. Anyways, we are going to change the shader, so now we are going to run through them until we see the two little white bars disappear. We have to run through 146 shaders. Goes pretty quickly. Here, so this is it. If I now they are disabled. Now I go into the menu, or I just take my yeah, you see now there is no stamina bar. So that's the difference. Yeah, it does look a bit weird, no stamina bar, but yeah, I rarely am out of stamina. And you notice it yourself when you're out of stamina, so who cares? But let's take, yeah, no, I can already say it. It's also not in-game anymore. So if we now do this one, and now we are going to swing it. You see, no stamina bar, which I actually like better. So I'm just gonna remove this effect. Fuck it. So we do add to shader group. So now it is added to this one, which is always off. There's no toggle, or maybe there is a toggle. I don't even know. But then we are also going to this one actually. No, that's because I don't have the bow equipped. So we now are going to re-equip the bow. Like so.
I'm listening. The Oaken Crozier is a nice place, but that talisman...
Here, now this one moves the background of that little 25 that you see. By the way, this one does have a HUD toggle. I don't remember only what it is. I think it's this one. Yes. So this is how it is permanently. This one is always disabled, or I don't have a button on the controller to toggle it, like I have for the crosshair group and the item description group. That are two separate groups that I can toggle with the touchpads. But this one, you see to the bottom right, you see that background. Now it is removed, but I'm pretty sure this also removes stuff from the menu. So I cannot remove that one, but let's see. So we do menu. Or is it still good? I think it may remove something from the map as well. So now it is here. I don't see a difference. This is on. This is with the background removed. But then we go to the map. I think it's the map legend that gets removed. No. Alright, so this background I can actually just remove. Anything oh fuck me, why don't I see it now? So this is it. So now it's disabled, now it's enabled. Disabled, enabled, disabled. It's now disabled. enabled, disabled. I don't see a change. Enabled, disabled, no change. Enabled, disabled, nothing. 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 Yeah, so we can just disable that background. It's at least a little bit less. So we are gonna add this to the group. So I'm gonna press 3 now. And then you see at the top left, shader is part of this toggle group. And now for the one that I would really like to remove as well. But this one is linked to the menu text. I cannot permanently remove it, unfortunately. It's the 25 itself.
Let's hear it. Now, I could be wrong.
Wait, I think
but
it is
seems
back.
to me there's something shady going on at the Oaken Crozier.
Here it is. So now if we go into the menu, I'm pretty sure that all the text is gone. Let's see. Yes. So that's the problem. I cannot remove that one. But anywho, we did remove a bit more. I hope I didn't. We did remove that text outline. And the stamina bar is now visible. How is that even possible? Yeah, that's because it is now not active. So we do save all toggle groups. Now we do make it active. It removes it. Yeah, I think we're good. So a little bit less. Now we don't see any counters anymore of the effect, which is fine by me. And if we disable the bow, by the way, let's put some hotkeys again. Ah, it is there, so why didn't it work? Ah, I did the wrong button. If we just unequip the bow, you also don't see the arrows anymore. Either way, we are over encumbered. By the way, that effect is not active anymore, right? Like Night Eye or something. Because otherwise the whole effect is gone from the... I would like to keep that visual effect when the potion was active, like that bluish shine, but I don't think that is linked to the HUD items that we now disabled. I am going to reload, because then I only drank that potion, not that I will really use that potion a lot. But yeah, any potion wasted, why is a waste. We're gonna reload the game and then we are going to continue. So we were over here. All the saves afterwards is from playtesting all the mods that I basically yesterday spent the whole day on. So this is the main campaign. Alright, why does the 25 remain? So that is only if you just press sheath, you keep the bow equipped. And if you go in the menu, then you press this one, then you really unequip it. Okay. Would be nice if you could lower his hands. Yes, you can. So this is the main campaign, the first quest of the main campaign. We had to bring an amulet to Joffre in Coral, that's the city. This is Wayne Priory or something. Let's quickly check that out. Wayne on Priory. I'm actually thinking maybe I would like to disable that new quest one as well. This one. Yeah, or maybe not, I don't know. Here, NL, I get that NL. There's another mod to disable that bug that does the localization prefix. By the way, it's really a bug because we are on English localization. But that mod I think requires like scripting and stuff. I don't want to add any too impactful mods to my game. But I assume if this, they all have the NL prefix now. Yeah, I don't like that. So I am going to remove it, but I wonder if this is one of those mods that you cannot remove. During, or if it's already baked into your save. So before I continue now and gonna save and then the mod gets into the save, I'm gonna remove this mod. I will just see how I fare with just the normal descriptions. And if I get really stuck, I can always still add this mod. Here, I've discovered that Egermere has a house in Telos Plaza. This is actually quite helpful. Because I remembered I had to go into the map of... for this... quest, I went into the map of Imperial City, all the residential areas, and I had to move the cursor over each and every icon to hopefully find Egermere's location. And now it says Egermere has a house in Telos Plaza. That is much more helpful actually. Yeah, and I assume it is still lore friendly, right? They didn't fully re-text all the quest descriptions. Here, I think I need to check out the local graveyard next to the palace. As the last name on the list was here in the Imperial City. I've noticed that the door has been unsealed. Do I see major changes? Not really. No, I'm gonna remove the mod anyways. I will see just how I fare. Because also, even with this mod, that I had to find this house for like 5 minutes on the map, it did really immerse me, or it forced me, not forced me, but indirectly I got to know the city way better because I scrolled through all the icons. If you get too much assistance, you will never do that. You will never really know the game world. So I'm gonna keep this a short episode. This was basically an episode of me explaining what mods were enabled. And then in the next episode we are truly going to continue. Without that, I'm gonna remove that descriptive quest objectives mod before it gets baked into my save, and maybe if I want to remove it later it gives problems. I will just see how I fare without quest markers on the map and also player marker on the map with the default quest descriptions. Probably it will just go fine anyways, and otherwise I can always add this mod later on if I really get stuck. Hope you enjoyed short episodes, basically me rambling. Hope to see you in the next one. For the meantime, do not forget, always do keep on gaming. See you later.